Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. And we are in motion. We do this thing taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about knowing that they can't do it tonight, knowing that they can't do it tonight, knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, everything will be all right. We talking about they knowing that you can't do it tonight. Yo, when you know that they can't do it tonight, yeah, they got the physical tools, can't do it tonight. Yo, everything will be all right. Knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yeah, knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, when you know that they can't do it tonight. Yo, everything is gonna be all right. We talk about knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, knowing that they can't do it tonight. Even though they might have everything to do it right. I said, everything is gonna be all right. Yeah, knowing they can't do it tonight. Said, knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, how come they can't do it tonight? Sometimes it be that way and you be feeling like they ain't putting their skills on display. But knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, knowing that they can't do it tonight. Yo, he's tall as hell. How come he can't put the basketball in the basket and tell? But you know he can't do it tonight. He ain't got no handle, can't do it tonight. So y'all understand what I'm talking about. Listen, first of all, I ain't even really say hi to y'all. Well, what's going on? How's everybody feeling today? Stacey White, what's going on? T. Carey, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my people going directly into your site. Stacey, I got a question for you because I was reading your statement. I was reading what you put in the chat. And I got a question. And it needs to be answered. You said, I always say, never let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. And I said, wait a minute. Hold on. How is it that the right hand can't know what the left hand is doing? He don't see him. Like, yo, we was carrying the box together. I know what the right hand is like. I know what the left hand was doing. I seen them. We was together. I was just with him. We on the same body. We know the same people. I'm going to tell y'all like this. The right hand be like, yo, we got the same blood. Yeah, we got the same mama. We got the same daddy. The right hand always know what the left hand is doing. So what you talking about, Stacey? What you talking about? Because this say right there, never let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Left hand is like, I know everything that motherfucker do. Even when he try to hide his hands, I be like, yo, he hiding his hands. It ain't nowhere but inside of a glove or in a pocket or something. So I'm going to need an explanation for that. Never let the left hand know what the right hand. Never let the right hand know what the left. What we doing? What we doing out here? My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? So when we talk about knowing that they can't do it, what we're really talking about today, on this frigid Sunday, the 1st of February. Shout out to all my Aquarians out there. All y'all winter babies, you know how y'all do. Cold weather babies. It's all good. It's all love. Yeah, when you know what somebody is capable of doing, and you may even set the expectation for them to do something, but you know in your heart of hearts they really can't do it. Maybe there was a time that they could do it. Maybe there's a way that they could do it. But no matter how much you want them to do it, no matter how much you want it for them, no matter how much you push them, encourage them or whatever, they can't do it. And I'm using the word can't. I'm not using the word don't want to do it. Because can't is can't. And a lot of people hate the word can't. I've heard people say like, yo, you should take the word can't out of your vocabulary. There's nothing you can't do. I'm like, oh, yeah. I understand the positivity and the encouragement of you saying that there's nothing that you can't do. But there are some things that you can't do. There are just some things that you can't do. And all of the things that you claim that a person can do, that they claim they can't do, it's kind of left up to speculation. But, you know, you might be dealing with a situation like this with your spouse, with your man or your woman, with your children, with friends of yours, family members, whatever. Like, you know that they may have all of the physical attributes, all of the physical tools to do something, but you know in your heart of hearts they can't do it because they might not have the mental state to do it. Like expecting some people who don't like to go to school, expecting them to score a 4.0 in school, or expecting them to enroll in school in the first place. How many of us don't know somebody who is smarter than everybody else, but they don't like to go to school and won't do it? Ain't gonna do it. When they're in school, they can tear shit up. Don't even really have to study. Don't have to work as hard as everybody else. I've known people who would miss 30 days out of 60 days, real shit, out of school, and come back and ace their tests. This was in high school. It's harder to do it in college because it's hardly, 30 days. But anyway, yeah, I knew people who could do it. Like, you ain't been here. They would only come when the test came. I'm like, how do you fucking pass the test? Where'd you learn the material? You got somebody tutoring you at home, but they would do it. They would come in, and you've been in class every day, having skipped school, having cut, having played hooky, none of that shit. They come in only when it's time to take the test. Sometimes only they might miss quizzes, but they might make it to when the actual exams came, midterms, finals. Ace them. How do you ace them? You weren't here. You didn't hear the material. You didn't hear the lectures. You didn't do the homework. Ace them. So you're thinking to yourself, damn, if they came every day, they would be valedictorian. But you know they ain't gonna do that. Can't do it because they can't stay focused. They have their minds on something else. Who within the sound of my voice has dealt with somebody who has a drug problem? You know how it is, how frustrating it is when you're dealing with somebody who has a drug problem, because you knew them before they had the drug problem. So you knew how good they could fix a car. You knew how good they could wire a house. You knew how good they could do roofing, plumbing, carpentry, cement work, other skills. They got the skills to do whatever. They could set their price for whatever they wanted it to be because they are that good. But guess what? They got a little girlfriend or a boyfriend that they just won't leave alone. Crack pipe, heroin needle, pills, cocaine sniffing. And so you know that no matter how much you want them to be focused and successful and great, they can't do it. They can't do it. No, it's not a won't do it because it's a process. So in the meantime, they can't do it. And here you are mad. You ever... Any of y'all ever stopped talking to somebody because they was on drugs? You mad at them. You stop. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, son. Yo, one of y'all got a favorite uncle or auntie that you cut off. Like, I'm not talking to my aunt right now because she out there, she got my cousins all messed up or whatever because she out there smoking or she out there doing what she doing. I'm not, fuck her. And you know how much I love my auntie. You know. And my Uncle Bo, man, come on. He the shit. But I can't fuck with him right now. I'm. You stop talking to a drug addict like it's gonna stop them from taking drugs. But I understand your frustration. They can't do what you need them to do right now. They lost. They're lost right now. They're stuck in their addiction right now. And you're hoping, because you know, when you're dealing with somebody that's on drugs, you know how scary it is because you're worried for their safety. You're worried about their health. You're worried about their life. All of that is in jeopardy. All of it. And you know it. So you don't have no other defense, so you just stop talking to them. Hoping in your heart of hearts that that'll make you feel better. Hopefully I can stop thinking about them. That shit don't be working. Somebody be coming along like, yo, I saw your aunt the other day. Bad enough, he was already thinking about him in the first place. Stop talking to a stop talking to a drug addict because they're on drugs. That kind of solution is bugs, but I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I said understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. I understand. But you know they can do better. But they can't right now. They can't. Where are my people at that hate the word can't? Nah. You need to take the word can't out of your vocabulary. Nah, ain't nothing that you can't do. It's things that you won't do. It's things that you won't work to do. It's things that you won't learn to do. But you could do it. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. I know some of y'all parents have talked to y'all about this shit. They told you that it was nothing that you couldn't do. You like, look, I don't understand this fucking math. I don't understand it. You done got me. Remember the homework hotline back in the day, y'all? I don't know. I'm feeling nostalgic today. What was doing? Yo, remember the homework hotline? Didn't y'all call that shit back in the day? They had this thing called the homework hotline back in the day. See, but this is what we had to do, my youngsters, before the internet ever came along. They had this phone number. It was a 7-digit number. See, y'all don't know nothing about when you only had to dial 7 digits because the area code was already assumed. But yeah, so you would dial this number and somebody would pick up the phone. I guess it was on a switchboard or something like that. And you would tell them that you needed help with your homework, whether it was math or English or science or whatever. And, they wouldn't spend all night on the phone with you, even though that might have been what you needed because you didn't understand what the fuck you was doing. And you had this homework that was due the next day. And sometimes they provided a little help. I called it a couple of times. Always for math. I didn't need no help with no English and nothing like that. But yeah, the homework hotline. So your parents might have been telling you that you should and could be getting all A's. You should be on the honor roll every semester, every year, every marking period. And you like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Dad, I understand you trying to encourage me and threaten and intimidate me. I get it. But your little belt ain't gonna make me no smarter. It'll make me mad at you. It'll make me try harder. It'll make me anxious and scared, but it ain't gonna do shit. You gonna rock out with this C. I got a C for you, no A or B. Got a C for you, no A or B. Got a C for you. Hey, you're lucky that you got you a C, cause it could have been a D. So luckily, I didn't bring through the E, cause I wasn't trying to get B-E-A-T. And that B-E-A-T ain't these. I ain't beating on these. Yo, that shit got me on the knees, got me on the ass, hit me on the thighs. Yo, I was screaming fast and I was trying to run, but then you told me if I run, then now you was going to hit me so hard, it was going to feel like a gun. And I said, I'm on the eye of this thing. This shit feels like abuse. I'm trying to get loose. You telling me should be on that honor roll, but I ain't got that shit. It's out of my control. I can give you a couple B's and C's. There ain't Bloods and Crips, but you the best on you. All right. And you may have honestly not been able to explain to your parents at the time that you really couldn't deliver what they was trying to get you to do. Like you couldn't. Like they didn't understand. You know how it is. You let's see, anywhere between age 11 and 17, and you're still going in puberty. People be thinking puberty is just when a woman gets her period, her titties start growing or whatever. She starts developing and she's able to have a child. And puberty for a boy is he get those little he get these hard ass knots in his nipples and shit. Dick start growing. You know what I mean? Got to use the deodorant and stinking and shit. You know what I mean? And getting hair on your privates and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's the physical part of puberty. But not all parents are trained to understand the hormonal side of it. When you have all of these feelings and you're trying to, as a teenager and a preteen and pre-adolescent, you're just learning how the world works. You're learning how the social construct of things work. You with your friends, finding out who you're attracted to and who you're not, and people who are gay and are ashamed of it because of the stigma that might go along with it. All of that shit happens during puberty. So, it's a tough time. And at this time, many of those kids are trying to go to school where most of the problems might exist for them. So they're trying to they're supposed to be concentrating on their books and studies and learning and grades. But they trying to keep up with you trying to dress nice. You trying to be attractive to the opposite sex. You trying to, make sure that you cool, make sure that nobody bullies you. You know what I mean? You have a lot to process as a young person. And your parents, they don't give a fuck about none of that. They done forgot that they went through all of that shit. At least they act like they forgot, right? So when they telling you that you should and could have better grades than you have, and you're actually thinking to yourself, no, I can't. I'm at the end of my rope right here. In a minute, I'm ready to, drop out and get emancipated. I done looked it up. But, it's a tough time. It's a tough time. And since we're talking about dealing with somebody that can't do it, it's a whole different thing when you know in your heart of hearts that somebody can't do something and you still trying to get them to do it. Because you thinking like you could do it once. And if you're struggling with what I'm talking about on that end, oh shit. Hold on, y'all. Fuck. If you're struggling with it on that end, think about all my sports fans. Think about your favorite team. And you know how it is. You know how it is when your favorite team starts off the season and they might start off really good or they might start off really shitty. Now, if you're a good fan of your team, you're always going to support your team and you're always going to rationalize that this is their year. Like, especially you Cowboys fans out there, you always be like, this is our year. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. This is our year. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. And no year is ever your year in 30 years. But you still have to believe that your team is going to do it this year, not next year. We know the option for next year, but you're trying to get them to do it this year. But you know they can't do it. You know what I mean? You know if your team is good enough to really make that step. Every sports fan knows if their team is really able to do to really be a winner in terms of being a champion. You know it when it happens like that, and you know when it ain't like that. You know when it ain't like that. So, but you still a fan, and you're still gonna do whatever you can do in order to believe that we're gonna do it this year. You're gonna do it this year. Knowing goddamn well. This is why I don't bet on sports. This is why I don't do it. Because I'm like, That's a whole team. I could see if it was like a boxer. Like, yo, this boxer is clearly better than that one. I'll take that bet. Yeah, sure. Any of the opponents could win at any given time. But when you talk about team sports, everybody has to be on board. And just certain things have to be aligned right in order for you to win the championship. In a boxing match, you got to do it one time. You know, in hockey and basketball, you got to do it 82 times. And baseball, you got to do it 160. What the hell? 162? Yeah. Football, you got to do it 17 times. It used to be 16. Then it used to be 14. There was a time when it was 12. All right, let's get into it, y'all. I'm going to put my drums away, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about all that. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Please make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. So let me do this. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We do this every single Sunday from 2 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it can get so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. So we're talking about knowing that they can't do it. Knowing that they can't do it. You want them to do it. You think they have the physical tools to do it, but you know something is standing in the way. Something standing in the way. Something standing in the way. Something standing in the way. Can't do it today. Something standing in the way. Can't do it today. Something standing in the way. Why you standing in the way? Yo, you holding up my back, but you can't get it done because it's standing in the way. Something standing in the way. It might be drugs today. It might be the way you're thinking or playing the way you play can turn something from sugar to shit. But I know one day you can't do it. That's legit. Nah, I ain't betting my money on you. I'ma keep it in my pocket, yo, because I can rock it. Yo, I know that one day you're going to persevere, but you ain't going to do it. No, not this day right here. Some things take a process to do, and you got to get it on to push it through. But you ain't pushing it through. Yeah, you're stagnant. Yo, use a ragamuffin. You ain't going to do nothing. And I see you and all of your boys. I see you and all of your girls and all of your toys because you're playing them games. And I see your name and I done wrote them all down because y'all a bunch of clowns. And you ain't never going to make it from my point of view. But it's all right. Yeah, I still see you. And you still my peeps. You still my fam. You still my brother. You still my sister. You still my man. And when you come on through, I'm going to do what I can to help you do it, get it all done. But I see you, son. It's going to take a while, maybe 5 years. It's a process. In the meantime, it's a trail of tears. And you too busy smoking weed and drinking beers. Damn, 2026 and you still drinking beers? What about your belly? I leave you smelling. Yo, all right, anyway. What up? What's up? Let me see. Damn, I can't read that shit. Fuck it. It's all good. What up, Marvina Bigby? I'm just gonna call you Hersek. No, Herkis. Damn, what does that shit say? Herkis in Dine. Yes. Shit. I very rarely do I see words that I can't read. But I can't read that one. What up, Brown Eyes? What's good? And my brother Tom is in the house. What's going on? What's going on, my brother Tom? It's CC. Grown woman, don't try me. What's good? Oh, shit. Damn, Ansel Jones says, boys having gay friends in middle school and high school is difficult. They are in a small group of friends. Whew, you should have seen it back in the day. You should have seen it back in the day. Tom says, when I'm around brothers that I can't look at their character. Oh, that say I can't. I look at the character, look at the discipline, that consistency. There was things I couldn't do, but I never said I can't do it. Okay. All right. Michael can do it. What up? I said, Unc, wrap this B up. Fuck you think you talking to? You still here? Fuck you think you talking to? Fuck out of here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just leave it right there. All right, Brown House has homework hotline helped me a lot. I was determined not to fail. Math used to kick my ass. That homework hotline. I mean, it ain't always because they wouldn't like you might have needed somebody to rock with you for hours. They wanted to I got this one math problem. Help me out with this. Because, they had probably thousands of kids that was calling in. But, hey, it was help. Help is help. Carla, what's going on, Carla? How you feeling, ma? And Sewer Graham, or is that Sewer Crime? And I'm doing all right, man. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope you good. And Reggie can trade. What up? Reggie can trade. All right, so that's where we are with it. David Collins. Hey, yo to you. What up? So we're talking about when you know that they can't. They might have a drug problem. Can't discount depression. All my people out there that suffer from depression, you know what I'm talking about. People be trying to get you to get up out of that funk and get up out of that way and, you know what I mean, cheer up and do what they say God put you on this earth to do. They don't understand. You all depressed, you crippled, it's hard for you to get out of bed. It's hard for you to think straight. You know what I mean? You sad, you demoralized. You know what I mean? Some of y'all straight suicidal. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Somebody telling you that you can't. Telling you that you can when you know goddamn well you can't. And the people who are telling you that you can, they know you can't right now also. They know it. They're talking about probabilities and possibilities. You talking about reality. Right now, I'm stuck. I'm in quicksand and I'm sinking further by you trying to tell me that I can do something that I can't do right now. And you know I can't do it. Stacey White says depression facts. It saddens me to see people who suffer from depression. But everybody has suffered with a certain level of depression at some point in their lives. When you know how to identify depression, then you see it in just about everybody. But it's just that it's not acute in everybody, and it's not classic or what's it? Classic depression and manic. It's not classic and manic in everybody. So everybody doesn't get anchored down by it or stay in it. Some people have ways of combating it, and just hormonally, it doesn't affect everybody in the same way. When you talk about depression, you talk about a chemical imbalance. People think that depression happens because of events. No, it's happening on the inside. It's just showing on the outside. But when you haven't been taught that it happens on the inside and that's what needs to be fixed, you keep trying to fix the outside. Oh, no, you need some pussy. Oh, no, you need some dick. Oh, no, you just need some money. Oh, no, you need another place to stay. Or you need to move. All these motherfuckers in Philly, they bringing you down. All these motherfuckers bringing you down. Niggas in Philly are bringing you down. Get out of Philly. Niggas in Philly are bringing you down. Get out of Philly. Niggas in Philly are bringing you down. Get out of Philly. Get out of Philly. Get out of Philly. Get your kids out of Philly. They in danger of Philly. You got to get out of Philly. Go to the burbs. Get out of Philly. Yo, get. They're serious. I have heard that you need to change the scenery. You need to change the environment. You need therapy. That's what you need. You may actually need medication. I hate that it's like that. But you either gonna hurt yourself or you gonna hurt somebody. Niggas in Philly be tripping. 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 You got get the fuck out of Philly. 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 Throw them bows. Get the fuck out of Philly. Throw them bows. Get the fuck out. Ah! Oh man. Ah man. Marina says, oh, those when train A leaves the station and train B, oh my God, hated those, just gave up. Oh, word problems in math. Oh, when the product of A and the product was multiplication. Damn, hold on, I need a minute. See, my daughter grew up in New York, and I'm from Philly, so I ain't get to help nobody with they fucking homework. That's why I'm not sharp. I bet you my baby mom's sharp because she had to help. I ain't get to help, so I gotta try to remember the word problems in math. So I'm dumber because I. So she can do the word problems. I can't do it. I ain't got no training. I'm gonna help her. I need chicks I used to mess with, they all got kids. I needed to help them with their homework instead of taking them to places that they had fun at. Anyway. Oh man. David Collins says diet is key. A little exercise if you're able-bodied. If you're crippled or sick, I can't speak on that. No, you're right. The diet is so important to eradicating, and staving off depression. But explain that to people who don't know shit about nutrition, who don't know nothing about GMO or organic or nutrition, or like how the food that we eat, nourishes our organs, and how every organ is responsible for an activity in our lives. And the teeth that are in our mouths are all connected to a particular organ. So when we get hungry, we want real food. Like if you want something sweet, you're supposed to go get like some fruit or something like that, something that has natural sugars in it. And we go get cake. We go get pastry. We go get candy. We go get juice. Not real juice. But you're right. You're right. Bonilla boy? Or is that Bonilla boy? Bonilla boy? Oh, damn, you got a monkey on your joint. You ain't gonna last here. You getting the fuck out of here. Watch. Watch. Monkey emojis get. Well, at least you made it here. But you are gone as fuck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it 5 seconds. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. God damn it, I gotta do it myself. Fuck you. Fuck you. I thought you would be gone, nigga. He gone. He go bye-bye. He go bye-bye. All right. Ansel says, how does someone improve motivation? Well, there are a lot of things you can do to improve your motivation. Wait a minute, hold on. Queen Monica says, don't be sneaking in your cardio on us. I'm about to go get my seat. I'm not doing this whole show standing up. You thought I was when I wasn't? You thought I would when I won't? Here, look. Here, this is me. in a seat, sitting, and I'm chilling. Matter of fact, I'm gonna chill harder. Yeah, y'all. So we talking about this when you know they can't. When you know they can't do it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, your peoples and all of that, but you know they ain't got what it takes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they cool, they good peoples and all of that, but you know what I mean? They ain't got what. It's like, nah, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Knowing that they can't do it. Uh-oh. The work iPhone. Fudge. All right. Okay, so, all right. When you know in your heart of hearts that somebody can't do something, it's not that you don't believe in them. It's not that you don't love them. It's not that you're not feeling them. It's not any of those things. It's just that you understand that they might be in a state, they might be in a physical or an emotional state right now where you know they just can't get it done. You know what I mean? It's like, and some things really could be improved on, but like handwriting. Yeah, I'm about to fuck y'all up with this. Like handwriting. You ever know somebody that with good handwriting and then somebody with like really fucked up handwriting? You know, if you see that the way that if you see the way they spell certain words, now you know when people, okay, text messaging and posting online now, you know, people tell you that the people act like spelling and grammar really isn't important anymore. It's like a lost art. But when you see when they have to write something official, and then you see that they can't write anything officially because they're out of practice. Now, you might say, yeah, but they could. But how do you know they can? Right now, you know that they can't because they don't practice. They haven't been doing it right. They've practiced doing it wrong for so long that you ain't got to worry about them doing it right because they can't. They can't. They've lost their way. They're just out here. Look at niggas. They out here. They out here. How about language? How many of y'all have parents that insisted on pronouncing shit wrong because they from down south or whatever? Or maybe from another country. Well, all my Caribbean brothers and sisters, South American brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters, Asian brothers and sisters. And I don't care which Asia you talking about, Indian, Oriental, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, just the chinky eyes don't run all of Asia. They just get the label. You know, Afghanistan is in Asia. Russia is in Asia. God damn it. But yeah, your parents. Like my mom has certain words. And my mom was very good in English, so I know she know better than this shit. But there's some shit she ain't gonna say right. Like, you don't give a fuck. She not gonna say it right. Now you might say, but yeah, she could say it right. I say she can't say it right. Because what position is she gonna be in where she has to say it right? Lord willing, on the 12th of February, my mom will be 85 years old. I'm so fucking proud of her. I am. I'm proud as a peacock. I'm about to bubble wrap my mom. She gonna make this 85th birthday. She gonna make this 85th birthday. My dad died at 84. So I'm like, no, I need you to beat that. This is legacy right here. I mean, y'all ain't in competition, but I need you to beat him. Like it ain't nothing. She gonna beat him because I'm a bubble rapper. Like, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear about no breathing problems, heart problems, no kidney, no nothing. We got to get you to the 12th at least. At least. She gonna do it. She gonna do it. But she's still gonna say certain words because my mom is from Arkansas. So there's certain words that she's not gonna say right. I say she can't say it right. And some of these words ain't, for example, driver's license. Driver's license. Who don't know how to say driver's license? She know how to say driver's license, but you know what she say? Them license. Omar, you got to get them license. You got to get them license straight. I'm like, we got to do what? She didn't used to say that. But I guess I fucked up my license so much that that a driver's license became them license. Now, not the license. Them license. You got to get them license. You got to get them license right, oh. You got to get them license. I'm worried about them license for you. And I'm like, I ain't trying to correct my mommy right now. Like, all right, fuck it. But she ain't never going to go back to saying the driver's license. It's not going to happen. So I say she can't do it. What say you? Brown Eye says, oh, that back feeling real good. LOL, son jogging. Oh, damn, you right. See, that's when I start forgetting about it, that's when I know it's real. See, if my back was still hurting, you... What up, Wisdom? What's good? What's good? What's good? Tom says. Brown, I always said it was hard, but I never said I can't get this done. And algebra was hard as hell. Well, when we talk about what can't be done or what somebody can't do, we're not necessarily talking about what they will never be able to do. But right now, when it counts, they can't do it. And some of those things, they're going to show you that they can't do it. Or let me say, they're going to prove to you that they can't do it. They're going to prove to you that they can't do it. Like, fuck you. I said I couldn't do it. And watch it, I don't do it. Watch it can't get done. Watch it doesn't get done. You know, so, you know, there's a little bit of pushback that might be added into the whole equation and all of that. But wisdom is mine says, love means sacrificing your time to support your child's interests. Let kids grow through love. My son loves games, so I play with him and show him gaming connects to IT so he can finish his degree. That's what's up. Gaming definitely connects to IT. Especially with that goddamn PlayStation 5 only giving you, 750 not giving you a full terabyte on the console, so you can buy extra storage where you have to open up the console. That's IT in and of itself. All right. Brown Eye says people don't understand that your can't may only be temporary, but they want you to do it on their terms. Well, sometimes you just want somebody to do something for themselves and you realize that they can't do it. Like earlier in the show, I don't know if you was here, we was talking about when somebody is on drugs. Now, you knew them before they were on drugs, so you know what they can do. You've seen how how bright they are, how smart they are, how focused they can be, how skilled they are. You've seen it. You've seen them do it time and time again. And you've seen the decline in what they're doing because of the drugs. But right now they're on drugs and they can't do what you need them to do. And all you need and want them to do is for themselves. You want them to get clean. They can't. They're stuck in their addiction, and you never been addicted to drugs, so you don't understand shit. So they can't get themselves clean, and you can't understand how come they can't do it. Because you ain't lived that life. I'm just saying, you haven't been there. But dealing with somebody that's on drugs, damn, y'all delay must be bad as shit. Yo, go to your check your timeline on the show and make sure that it's all the way to the right. Make sure it's all the way to the right to make sure, you know, that y'all up, because it seems like y'all like minutes behind. Y'all should only be behind. Like when I'm streaming, I'm at least somewhere between 7 and 10 seconds ahead of y'all. But it shouldn't be like no minute or two. All right. Wandering Monk. What up, Wandering Monk 5? What's good? And so Jones says, I love when Americans go to other countries and expect people to speak English. Ain't that about a bitch? And those Americans themselves can't speak the language of the place that they're going and didn't even try. What did you think? It was going to be a translator going everywhere with you? Well, if you can't speak a language, just make sure that you can count, because that's going to help. I went to Paris. in 1992, and I never spoke French in my life. I didn't know anything about any French. We was only there for a weekend anyway. And, we were buying some fruit. And, a little Frenchman, he was trying to play me. I was like, what? How much is the thing? Like, I can count my money. So, that got us pretty far. Now, there are plenty of people in France that can speak English. Just like there are plenty of Americans in Louisiana who can speak French. Plenty. Well, they can speak patois Haitian. That's French. It's Frenchy. It's Frenchish. There are plenty of people. There are plenty of people in New Orleans and other parts of Louisiana that can speak French. There really are. It's not like a second language. It ain't like Spanish is in, like, say, Miami, but it's close. It's close. All right. That was a good one, Ansel. Carrie says, yes, Ansel, and they get real ignorant about it. So what if I can't spell or count? Then you are an animal, sir. Simple as that. If you can't spell and you can't count, you are like an animal. Or retarded. And I'm not dissing. But there are plenty of retarded people that can learn to, count and spell. And I don't mean mentally challenged. I don't mean special needs. I mean retarded. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. You said there's millionaires who can't even read. Name one. Name one. Name me a millionaire that cannot read at all. And I mean can't read at all. Name one. Because I want to see how he made his millions. Name one. Name me one millionaire that cannot read. Because y'all be getting not being able to read well with not being able to read at all. R. Kelly can read a little bit. He's not very good at it. He sucks at it. But he can definitely read. Fantasia also. And no, not no Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather can read. He can read, for real, for real. Now, I mean, I saw that video where 50 played him. The motherfucker was reading. He was asking how to read it in the acting way. Like, how do you want me to read it? And I was like, y'all don't hear what he's saying? But people love that propaganda. They love that shit. They love that shit. Yeah. Okay. Valen says, there's also a lot of human beings that think that they are a magician or a scientist. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Dr. Sebi thought he was a scientist. No high school diploma. Helped a lot of people. Incidentally, scammed a lot of people too, but cured AIDS with a lot of people. Documented. Navarez says they don't want to talk to us, so they do that. They will speak English to other French speakers. That's okay. Like I said, as long as I can count. Just don't fuck my money up. I know I didn't do my due diligence by learning French. Like I said, I was only there for a weekend. I didn't know I was going. I didn't know I was going. By the way, Paris is mad overrated. That shit sucks. You go to the Louvre, you check out the Louvre, and you see the Eiffel Tower. You like, it's Eiffel Tower shit. Like, this is world famous. Like, I thought it was about something. That shit ain't about. Maybe that's just my perspective. Tom says, please name me one millionaire that can't read, but I can name some singers who cannot read. And I think R. Kelly is trapped in the closet, and we all know about Fantasia. If R. Kelly can't read, how did he write all of those songs for other people? Because he's the only one who got the writing credit for that. Now, I agree. And I know for a fact that he can't read well. He's semi-illiterate, or should I say functionally illiterate. But many of us have functionally illiterate people in our own families. And you know goddamn well who I'm talking about. Or should I say, you know who you're talking about. Yeah. You said 50 Cent is petty when things don't go his way. He petty, period. Keg Dog said R. Kelly is the GOAT of R&B. He is. And I don't even really think that that's up for debate. I don't. He's gifted. But the fact that he's not a good reader, it honestly explains a lot of things. But y'all don't want to hear that shit. Carrie said what I said. Tom, he's petty even when things go his way. You ain't never gonna lie, man. Fantasia literally went back to school and to learn to read. Yeah. Carrie said. Okay. There are 10 millionaires that have dyslexia. Dyslexia don't mean you can't read. It's a learning disability. It just means that you see words the other way instead of, or you may see them jumbled up. They be reading though. They be reading. You can treat that. Marvina says, I can't help it. I love 50 petty ass. I can't stand him, motherfucker. I don't like that shit. I don't know. I guess because I was raised by real men. I can't respect that kind of shit. This shit turns my stomach. What kind of nigga are you? Like, go ahead, man. You know what I mean? But I would expect women to be all right with that shit that he do. When I see men being all right with it, I'll be like, oh, oh, oh. Okay. Carrie says, R. Kelly never is not someone who uses the word can't. That's why he was so successful. So, Tom says, son, thank you for making your point that you was telling the person in the chat, all billionaires and you see he ain't named nobody. Like, we not doing that. All I asked for was one. Show me one. If becoming a millionaire was easy, each one of us in this chat or listening to this show would be one. Now, I don't know. I'm not in y'all bank accounts or in y'all pockets. I don't know. But I would probably say that the majority of us are not. The majority of us are probably just trying to make sure that we keep our bills paid and have a couple of money or a couple of dollars left over for some drinks and maybe some shopping. After all the bills are paid, all the bills, even the little satellite bills, the little sub bills, making sure that the kids got money in their pockets, spouses, you know what I mean? We got a couple of dollars left that we could either put away or throw up a couple, smoke a little something and go to the store and be all right. That's probably most of our situation. Most of our situation. Probably. I don't know. And so the military ASVAB test is the SAT for the military. It sure the fuck is. That shit ain't easy. People be thinking soldiers are dumb. Shit. All right, y'all. But yeah, knowing that they can't do it. Sometimes when you know that somebody can't do something or they're not in shape to do it, it can be really frustrating for you. It can be really frustrating for you. It can be a point of contention. And it can also drive a wedge between you and the person that you claim can do it, because you're saying that they can definitely do it, and Bluetooth connected. They not believing in themselves. They ain't believing. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. I get it. Especially when you're dealing with your kids. Now, listen, I don't want to indict anybody out there, so I'm going to ask this question gently. Do any of y'all have children by a dumbass baby father or dumbass baby mom? Now, I'm not saying that you dissing them, but you know when you have fathered or mothered children by somebody that's smart and somebody that you was like, what the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck was I thinking? Like he might have been able to fuck good, but he couldn't read good. He couldn't understand good. He might have been able to real good, but he couldn't comprehend good. He couldn't make decisions good. He didn't have good judgment. You was in love anyway. Judging your baby mom or your baby dad after the pregnancy. You found you found a fine time to judge me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to judge me, Lucille. But I'm serious. some of y'all or one of y'all got a dumbass. I mean, it might, some of y'all might express it like, yo, that motherfucker's stupid. Or this bitch, they ain't got the good sense the Lord gave out. And you know that your child is half dumbass. You're sure, you deny that part. No, I got my baby. I got my baby. You know what I mean? All she need is my side. You had a baby by a dummy. It happens. It happens. This is what happens when you have a child by somebody before you get to know them. Shit happens. All right. So you know your child is half dumbass. So they have the, just like you have the potential to be everything that your parents were. Is the same thing. And that might be a point of contention for you because you know goddamn well that the person that you had a baby with makes dumbass decisions. You know goddamn well that they lack self-control. You know goddamn well that they think, I mean, they talk before they speak. They act before they think. And your child has the potential to do that too, even though you got your child in a good place. But as soon as they start exhibiting characteristics of the other parent, that dumbass parent that you had a baby by, you start getting worried. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want my baby to be a dumb ass. I want them to grow up with style and some class. I hope that they don't end up like they mom or they dad, because that would be bad. Shit is fucked up, and I'm thinking about their future, and I'm thinking that I really care. And they parent, the other parent don't care. They think that fussing and fighting is how you get there. And I think that I need to tell them that they need to go to school and stop acting like fools. But the rules that have been set and standards that are in place make you think that they have no face. And I'm thinking that I need a better place, and I should have made a better decision. Disgrace is what I am, and scam is what got run. And now this thing, parenting, is no fun. All right. So none of y'all got no dumbass baby mom or baby dad, huh? Okay. All right. Jim Bob says, my son is top percentile IQ like me. Fuck your IQ. Does he do what he's supposed to do? Because IQ it measures your, they say it measures your intelligence. I don't see how intelligence can be measured. But your high IQ doesn't mean that you will make good, sound decisions. It doesn't mean that you will regulate yourself. It doesn't mean that you will exercise self-control. It doesn't mean that you will stay focused at all times. It doesn't mean that you will persevere through hard times and trouble and challenges. It doesn't mean none of that shit. And unless you are over 70 years old, why would you even talk about IQ? Who gives a fuck? They don't use IQ tests anymore. Donald Trump is the only motherfucker I know that brought back IQ. Nobody, no other president talked about that shit. And he was projecting. Like, if I say that I have a high IQ, then they'll think that I have a high IQ. And that means that I'm smart, because he comes from an era where that shit mattered, where they judged you on that shit. He said, yo, Kimbo Slice, what's good? Yo, they just be saying anything on this shit. Is that you, youngin? Is that what I said? Kimbo Slice. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Rest in peace. Tom says, son, are you singing country music? I know son is very down to earth. There are some, years ago, I would have said I hate country music. That shit need to be abolished. It ain't that bad. Some of it. You know, like the modern country. You know, I like a little Carrie Underwood. Even what the fuck is this boy name? Cause some of them country songs ain't very countryish now. They're very pop like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying to think of that other country singer. He has some songs that I like. Not none of them old, not none of the older ones like Randy Travis and Reba McEntire, my auntie. But anyway. Come on, Carrie says, I appreciate y'all for not judging me. He said, I ain't shit. God is good all the time. God is good. Oh, shit. Carrie said, nope. I got pregnant by a really nice but dumb dude. I miscarried. We won't he do it? Won't he? Won't he? Won't he? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? It's Sunday, right? When it's time. Whoa, when it's time. God is always on time. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes. Well. Yeah. Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it? All right. Okay. All right. Shit. GB Chronos. For some people, IQ comes from experience. It's not always from a book test. I mean, pardon me, I just don't give a fuck about IQ. You know what I'm saying? I judge people by, what they present, how they present. Show me what you can do. If you can consistently make yourself useful, whether it's to an individual, a family, a community, a town, city, county, state, country, what the fuck do I care about your IQ? You are necessary. You need it. And I would definitely value somebody who deems themselves or proves themselves to be necessary and needed over somebody that has all of this potential but ain't gonna do shit. Tom says, I'm a Chris Stapleton fan. Okay. Ansel says, some people are socially awkward. Man, you ain't never done lied. Look at this shit. Marvina Bigby says, yes, Ted Bundy was brilliant and was a serial killer. You ain't never done lied. He was smart as fuck. On his way to becoming a lawyer. He was a lawyer. He was a killer lawyer. He was going to be. Tom says, son, not Reba McEntire, my auntie. That's my auntie. I don't know why she spelled her name with an I instead of a Y. But, she probably did that to, throw the wolves off. You know how I go. My auntie Reba. She had a good show. Tom says, son, I didn't know you was going to go to church. Let me grab Big Mama church hat. That's right. Praise him. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not falter. I shall not falter. I Gary said that was 30 years ago and he's still dumb. Consistency. Consistency. Now, can he be smart? No. And he's proved it. Margaret Thomas says, well, I was always told I could do anything. We have to say I can. It may be hard, but but we all can do it. Well, there's some things that, no, I understand what you're saying. But there are some things that other people can't do. And I'm going to get a little shallow. Ladies, have you ever been with a man that couldn't make you come? He may have had a dick that was big enough. He may have had a tongue that was whatever tongue enough. But he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Y'all tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. He just couldn't do it. Now he could do it with your assistance. But on his own, he just wasn't getting it. Fellas, you ever been with a woman who couldn't give good head? I give good head, you give good head to me. No one else will. So good, take this Johnson of mine. And to your mouth, you give good head. No? Well, I have. It happens. Now, they may have been great in other areas of your life. Good provider, someone you could talk to. I mean, they had a really great upside, but sexually, you was going to have to finish the job. It happens. Now, some of y'all might say, no, he could or she could. They just didn't try. Oh, yeah? Well, then you fuck them. Because I don't know who they made come out there. I don't know who she gave good head to. It wasn't me. Anybody ever try to tell you how good they are at something? And you like, and you know they not lying because they seem so surprised that it's not happening with you. But it ain't happening with you. And it may have never happened. It may have never happened. Shit is real out here. My brother Troy Diesel calling in. Hold on. Why don't I hear it? Yeah. Well, hold on. How come we don't hear you? Hold on. Senior Diesel. Oh. Hold on. Boom. Why? Let me see. I'm going to, because the Bluetooth keeps switching back and forth. this? Oh, let me get this out of here. Maybe that's the issue. Could that be the issue? I'm going to restart the app and see if that fixes it. Fine, I gotta find the app. I gotta find the app. Hold on. In the meantime, in between time, they'll be able to hear you a little bit. So you can speak. Go ahead, Troy.
What's happening, Papito Torino? What's happening? Yo, boy, you are innovative with the lyrics. I never heard that version of You Give the Love. That was beautiful. Into your mouth, you give good head.
Yeah, I mean.
Anytime moving around, it's your mouth.
There you go.
Oh man, you on your word play. You get to go pass. You went to the next round of American on Idol. You're crazy, boy.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're on another level, man. And I was ready. I wasn't planning on going to church until I heard you.
We all got to get there.
Woke up morning. Thought about eating breakfast. Woke up a little later. Seen sun on the line.
Sing that shit.
You always gotta get that phlegm in you. A lot of preachers don't know you preach. You're not a preacher unless you get that hawk in that throat.
Is that what it takes?
Take the hawk. If you don't get that, the black preacher, if you don't get that phlegm in that hawk, then you're pretty much a white preacher. How you doing today, y'all? Thank you for coming to Jesus. It's such a beautiful day.
Why is that shit playing? Yeah, hold on. Now keep going.
What you say?
I said keep going.
Yeah, but can't is a good it's always a negative connotation to that word. But you know, in the work field, I don't think anybody should never use the word can't. You know, like if your boss asks you, do you know how to do this? And you say I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're never supposed to say that. Not with YouTube and not with the way you can present it. I can do it, but I want to know how you want me to do it.
True.
You don't never have to use the word can't.
Let me call you back and see if that fixes this.
All right.
Okay. This is strange. No. No. Where's the keypad? Where is the keypad? For some reason, it's not connecting the Bluetooth. So I might have to go the other route. Fuck it. Still haven't completely gotten the bugs out of everything. So we're gonna go the other route. Hold on. Okay.
In the building, bro.
All right. Yeah. For now, we have choices, but I got to get the bugs out of this because this.
Cause this one right here get ready to go off soon, right?
Yeah. But we all right for now. All right. So yeah.
Let me rewind. I rewind that shit back, bro.
Yeah. So when we talking about knowing that somebody can't do something, there's some things that you know somebody can't do. It's not that they might not physically have the tools to do it, but they just like they can't do this. We've all played sports.
Tools, finances, time.
We've all played. We all played sports coming up, right?
Right.
We all knew you played football around the way. You knew somebody that couldn't catch.
Yeah.
We're not throwing the ball to him. We're not going to throw the ball to he can't catch. You know what I'm saying? This not.
Don't throw the ball to Tyrone. Not between the cars, neither. He can't catch right there either.
Certain people couldn't throw. Some people couldn't catch. So when it was time for us to pick who was going to be on certain teams, they got picked last. That's just how it worked. Mm-hmm. That's how it worked. Now, could they learn to be better? Yeah, but consistently they were bad.
Yes,
they were bad. So from a positivity standpoint, we don't like to say that. We don't like to use the word can't, but it's appropriate in some instances. Like, yo, I tell you one thing.
What's that?
When you're running a business and you are deciding what employees are going to work for you and which ones aren't, you're not going to spend a whole lot of time having to develop somebody that makes it hard for you to operate your business. You're going to go with the one that can. Like, I know that I can rely on this one. I know that this one is not somebody that we have to closely monitor and all of that kind of shit. I'm not gonna go to the one that we damn near gotta have they gotta have an assistant, or they gotta have a, you know what I mean? They gotta have like a buddy system going on. Like, what the fuck? What you think this is? This is for the money over here.
Right.
So, listen, if you've ever been on a job where they was about to place you on probation, and they told you that you were having this performance review where they were giving you like 30 to 60 days to improve on certain things, and if you didn't get those, they reviewed it after a certain amount of time, and if they found that you still couldn't get those things done that they wanted done, it's out of here. Mm-hmm. You're out of here, and that's due process right there. So you can ignore it like, they can't fire me just because I could, and you might know in your heart of hearts, like, yo, they gave me a job that I can't do. They know I can't do that shit. Like, they want me to use PowerPoint, Excel, Word. They know I don't know Microsoft Office. I can barely get on a Teams call.
Mm-hmm.
You could learn it, but right now you can't do it. So, you need a PowerPoint presentation by tomorrow? I hope tomorrow never comes because you can't do it. And people at work, in sports, in your family, they know what you can do and what they can do. I mean, and what you can do. And sometimes they may make things easier for you by not putting you in a position where you have to perform in a certain kind of way. But they know what you can do. And deep down inside, you know what you can do too.
Right. That's absolutely correct.
So,
and sometimes it takes me out because, like I'm just gonna run down a couple of things. The word "can't" can come out, and people seem like they can get mad at a person. Like one of them would be if you humble yourself and it becomes embarrassing, and you reach out to somebody and say, "Look, I'm going through a little hard times right now. Do you think it's possible for you to look out for me?" Blah blah blah. And the person said, "I can't right now. But when I get an opportunity in a couple of days or in the future, maybe I can." You can't get mad at that. You can't get pissed off. You can't curse a person out, this, that, and the other. You have to understand that everybody else has lives. And they have families. And they have responsibilities. So if you get mad at that, then you're the asshole. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And like I was saying before the situation with the phone, when you at work, you should never use "can." Now, if it comes to what you just talked about, computers and stuff, and you're not all the way computer literate, now that's different. And you don't even use the word "can." You have to use the word "I don't understand that." How to use that? Understanding is better than "can."
Say this, what you really should say is, I need to be trained on that.
There you go. That's even better.
But if nobody told you to say that,
right,
you might fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you turn back around. But when you working, like I'm a chef for a living, and there's not much in the kitchen that I can't do. But even if my chef came up to me and said, "Troy, I need you to do this and do that," right? Sometimes it's chefs that don't know how to do what they're asking you to do. So if you go to in a corner, isolated corner, or you go to a bathroom and close the stall door, or you go somewhere on a dock, you go and look on the phone and just read the recipe. You pretty much you can go on the internet and Google the recipe, and you can go in your head, you can run down how to do that. You get an idea of it and then make it your own. It becomes your own, but it's still the same thing that he wanted done.
Yeah, so that's if your IQ in that area is high. No, real shit. Because if you
gotta have an IQ then.
No. When I talk, all right, you know how they talk about defenses on a football field, and they'll talk about D-backs having like a high football IQ. That just means that they know how to track the ball. Right. So the likelihood that they're going to be somewhere where the ball is because of they have those instincts. You know what I mean? Like nobody can really tell you how to do that. They can give you some pointers, but you have to kind of follow the game with your experience. You be like the likelihood that this is going to happen like it did the last time. Boom. You know what I mean? If that likelihood is high, then I know to go this way and do that. That's the football IQ that I'm talking about, or the IQ in an area of expertise.
Situation that I was just talking about.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing that you have to. I can understand that. And that's a good description of what you was talking about. That was good. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, even with your kids, if your kids, you tell your kids need this, that, and the other, a lot of kids don't understand how hard it is to tell your kids you can't do it. It's outright hurt, painful to a parent to not be able to do for their kids at the time when they want it. But sometimes it's like the song. I might not be there always when you call, but I'm going to be always on time. I might not be there when you want it, but I'm going to get it for you on the back end. But how dare you be disrespectful and come off
ignorantly to me, thinking that at the end of the day, that I can just morph it to super dad and have it at the time. Has nothing to do with finance. It has something to do with that we have other responsibilities in this house. I'm not gonna go out here and buy $230 pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
I'll get you some sneakers. I'll get you some sneakers.
Yeah. Sometimes people say that they can't do things as a manipulative tool to get you to do it for them.
Yeah.
People do it all the time. That's that passive aggressive shit. Is that manipulation shit. So I'm like, so I've showed you how to do this 5 times and you still can't do it. Okay. And those 5 times I've had to complete it for you. All right, well, we're going to find out if you really can't do it because I'm not doing it. And in some instances, that causes an argument, a rift, and all of that kind of shit, which is more manipulation. So now you get blamed for not doing something that they said that they couldn't do. And only the person who really is doing the manipulation knows whether they can do it or not. But they do know. But they also know that you will pick up the slack. You know what I mean? So people do this kind of shit at work all the time. They know that you're a conscientious employee and you don't like to leave things undone, or you're in a leadership position. So it's going to come back on you eventually. You know what I mean? So you'll just take up the slack and have somebody else do their job, or you'll do it for them and shit like that. Yeah, it's not the ideal situation. It's not even a good situation, but so when whether it's happening at work, whether it's happening with your friends, or whether it's happening in your family, when somebody can and can't do something. If you've been around them long enough. And you also know when they just holding out. You're pretending like you can't. I see you. Okay. All right. So, but when we talk about knowing that they can't do something, we're actually talking about that. Like when you know that this person ain't the one for that. Like if you want this done in a certain time, in a certain kind of way, you don't want to go to such and such because they can't deliver that for you. Maybe if they tried harder, maybe they learned better, maybe if they paid attention, maybe if they were more focused, maybe. But if you need that shit by the day or tomorrow, you don't want to go with them because they can't deliver that. So, you need same day delivery and they got 2-day delivery.
Okay, you're going to be having some good metaphors in this.
Hey, shit, it ain't over. This ain't really hard work, but because I've known so many people who say who would say, can't ain't in my vocabulary, or you should never use the word can't. I know people who said that you should never use the word try. I was like, I understand what you're trying to say. But how do you do something? How do you get something done before you try? And I understand that they're hooked onto the word try because they've been dealing with people who would get out of shit by saying, well, I tried, knowing that they didn't really try. They didn't try to complete it. Yeah, they didn't really try to complete the objective. They were satisfied with saying, but I tried. But before you do anything, you have to try to do it. Now, your tenacity and determination will decide whether you do it to completion or whatever, or at least satisfaction. But yeah, you gotta try. So, we could have a difference in our perspective of how how the word is supposed to be used or how it's supposed to play out. But yeah, yeah, you know how some people just don't like the word can't and don't like the word try. All right, well, would you rather somebody tell you that yeah they're definitely going to get it done when all they know how to do is try? So you're not looking for the truth here. You're just looking for a guarantee.
Right.
All right,
Well,
Epstein. Look. All right then, Epstein files.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and that's you know, it takes me out because people don't understand that people sometimes say they try because they don't want to put the effort and putting their mind to use to work out what they need to do to make sure they can get it done. You know what I mean? I tried. Can you help me out, please? I mean, no, do that shit on your own. I'm gonna sit here with you and see if you can do it. And then if I see you can't do it, you know. But when it comes like in the line of business that I'm in and being a chef and everything, and also when you love it, you put forth even more of an effort to do it the best way you can. You know what I mean? When you don't really give two shits about it and you into it for just a check, the word can't means a lot to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets you away from doing your job. You still gonna get paid the same amount as the person that knows how to do it. But you don't have to do twice as much. You can stand around bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can stand around, walking around the building, chatting, hee ha ha with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it gives you an outlet, whereas though the other person put forth, and it takes me out because some bosses don't even notice that. They don't notice. They don't put forth the effort of thinking who the hard worker is and who the one that say I can't do it. Or what was the other terminology you said?
Try.
Or I tried to.
Mm.
You know, no, you didn't try, or you can do it. You just don't want to put forth the effort. You know, but it's two types of can't. Can't do it when you don't have it, and can't do it when you just don't want to fucking do it.
Okay, what was the last example that comes to your mind of somebody that couldn't do something? And that's whether it affected you or not.
Well, you know, when I reached out to my brother, because, you know, like I said, I'm going through some trials and tribulations. When I reached out to my brother for something and he didn't respond, and then when he responded ignorantly, and in the midst of that, still just said that he couldn't do it. Just can't. He couldn't do it.
No. I mean, really couldn't do it. I don't mean chose not to. I mean, I want the last example of somebody that you know that really couldn't do something.
Oh, well, my mentor chef is like a brother the same way. You know, reached out to him, blah, blah, blah. He said, yo, I can't do it right now. Just can't.
No. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
No, he absolutely can't do it.
Okay.
He couldn't do it. You know.
What was it that he couldn't do?
He couldn't provide me with financial aid at that moment.
I'm not talking about that.
So which one are you talking about?
Okay, like somebody who is 5 foot tall cannot touch the rim of a 10-foot basketball rim. But somebody who's 7 feet can do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about when you could be talking about somebody who just didn't have the aptitude to do something. Like when you're asking somebody who is an average student to be a valedictorian, you're asking them to do something that they can't do. If you ask him for a man to deliver a baby from his own womb, he can't do that. I don't care how bad you want to do it, you can't do it. Can't do it. So sometimes we ask people to do things that they can't do, even though they may have the physical attributes to do it. There may be some. I don't know how long you was listening on the show. Earlier, we were talking about when you're dealing with somebody on drugs, and you knew them before they were on drugs, so you know how gifted they could be. You know how or should I say how gifted they are. You know what their skills and abilities are when they are at their best, when they're clean. But in the state that they are right now, they can't be what you want them to be. And even if it doesn't affect you, because you want them to be clean for themselves, but they can't do it. They can't do it until they get clean, until they get right. They can't do or be what you want them to be, or what you know they could be. Can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm asking you, if you're talking about somebody providing you with some assistance or whatever, sure, that's a changeable situation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when somebody may have all of the physical skills to do something, but they still can't do it. Like the fastest runner in the world is the fastest runner in the world.
I got one for you, because the only thing I can use is what I do for a living.
No, that's not the only thing you can use. You making this too easily. I'm trying to get you to open it up a little bit. See, you staying in the box and you saying that you can't get out the box. Get out of the box. Get out the box, Troy.
Yeah, what you're doing is you're asking me to dig deep into my cerebral cortex and my medulla oblongata.
Mm-hmm. And you do have a cerebral cortex and a medulla oblongata, right? All right, so tell you what, just use your cerebellum. Fuck it.
The only reason why I know about medulla oblongata is from the movie with fucking Adam Sandler.
No, you learned that shit in science class. You just didn't retain it.
Yes, I did.
You definitely learned that shit.
Yeah.
But like dealing with your kids sometimes, like what your kids can do and what they can't do. You know it. You know it. You may not always adhere to it, but you know what they're capable of and what they're not. Like, sometimes you might express it, and sometimes you might think, I don't want to discourage or, come off a certain type of way. When we're trying to be diplomatic towards the people that we like or love, we might not always express anything negative about them, especially when we know that they want something that may be out of their reach. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody who claimed to want to be like a professional athlete, and you ain't got it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't play, but you ain't ready you can't play against them boys. You know what I mean? Like, huh?
I said, you're not on that level.
Yeah, like, I mean, look, we did comedy for years. Some people had it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, even though they was on stage a lot, you might be better suited for something else.
Mm-hmm.
But this ain't it. Not now. And I don't know when, because you've been doing this for years. We don't see any progression. It ain't for everybody.
That's true.
So we can say that they can't, and maybe they believe that they can. But from the evidence that we've seen, I'm like, all right, it ain't my business. But there's some things that people can't do. It's not necessarily anything to be ashamed of, or you're not necessarily comparing them to someone in a negative way all the time. But when in your heart of hearts that somebody can't do something, sometimes it might affect you, and sometimes it might make you happy. Like it might make you happy when you say, such and such can't fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. They gonna try. They trying like a motherfucker, but you can't fuck with me. You ain't got it. It is what it is. We all have that person that can't fuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
So let me think. The last person that I can think of that I knew could not do something. Let me see. I'm going to leave him unnamed, but I'm going to say, I've known a lot of people that suffer from depression, and they tried to either deny that they were suffering from it, or they tried to self-medicate. And I'm like, and when I mean self-medicate, I mean they really thought that they were going to grow out of it, or it was a temporary position.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't do this by yourself. Depression, a chemical imbalance, is something that you can get into by yourself, but it's damn near impossible to get out of it by yourself. Damn near, especially if you don't educate yourself on it. So watching them go through this, and I'm thinking like, God damn, this is going to get worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if this person knows that it's going to get worse, but I'm seeing it get worse. And I know damn well that they can't get out of this by themselves. Now, I have the choice to try to give them help, get them help, give them help, whatever. And of course, I would take those choices. But at the end of the day, I know that they can't get out of it on their own. They can't do it. You can want to all you want. And that's actually the same thing with drug addiction. I've seen motherfuckers, battle drug addiction and alcoholism by themselves. You ain't getting up out of that by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even in my drinking days, I definitely got out of it by myself, but that's how I know I wasn't addicted. Because if I was, I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own.
Right.
There's no way. And that's the difference. That's the difference between a habit or a bad habit and an addiction. An addiction, you've sacrificed everything else going on in your world for that drug or that substance or that thing. Everything else got to come second, and your life is spiraled out of control. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy, crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. I've seen people try to get themselves out of addiction by themselves. I seen motherfuckers pretend like they was clean. Like, so because you got some new clothes, you think that I've seen this shit. You know what I mean? Real shit. So you took a shower today, you put on some new clothes and whatever. And we supposed to believe that you clean? I mean, you might be 1 or 2 days clean. But my people, you walking on calf legs. And if you've ever seen a calf be born, you see Them legs wobbly in the motherfucker. You know what I mean? What up, my brother Bryce? What's good, my dude? So yeah, yeah, some things you know that your peoples can't do. It's not gonna you said wait, but Spiritism said 1 or 2 days is not clean. Well, that's better than 24 minutes clean. You know what I mean? It all starts one day.
Yes, it does.
That's why when you go to rehab, they be like, yo, who has 24 hours clean? Because when you are a serious addict, 24 hours being clean ain't easy to do. That shit ain't easy to do.
I mean, and when you speak on that, you say to yourself, 2 days is not that many. You ain't never been addicted to something. And you can't, and if you think 2 days is not that many, take away stuff. Let's do this. If you're addicted to something that's not, even if it's not hurtful right now, right? If you're addicted to something, right, or is it something that you like to do, stop it and see how long you can stop doing it.
Yeah, start with breathing. But I Spiritism,
I understand what you're saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. Spiritism, yeah. I understand what you're saying. He said,
just see how hard it is. You know what I mean? See how hard it is to stop doing that.
Hold on. He said in chat, I think it's best not to track it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I do disagree. Because you need positive when you are really preaching, bro. When you're stuck in your addiction, you need as much positive reinforcement as possible. So the thinking behind it is, if you can get through one day clean, then we want you to maximize that by 100%, which is 2 days. Then by 50%, which would be 3 days. So as you stay clean, the percentage of time that you've been clean starts to lessen and lessen, but it all starts at 1. You cannot reach 100 before you reach 1. And it is important that you know how long you have been clean, because you can best believe people been counting how long you've been fucked up, how long you've been in your addiction, how long you've been a junkie, how long you've been on the streets, how long you've been stealing, how long you neglected your kids, your family, your job. They've been counting. You've been doing this shit for 10 years. They've been counting. And so, yeah, when you finally start to get clean and people say things like, well, shit, all right, you ain't clean. You only 48 hours clean. Well, wait a minute. I couldn't achieve 48 hours ago. That was out of my realm of possibility. So, with somebody that is suffering from addiction, you got to try to keep them on the right track until they can walk on their own. That's why they tell you in counseling, they tell you, until your first 10 months of being clean or some shit like that, you're walking on calf legs, because you're not able to walk on your own. You're not able to be around the people that you were hanging out with before, who are still getting high. That might make you still want, well, I can do it one more time. You know what I mean? I'm strong enough. No, you're not strong enough. You need to be away from all of that shit. I knew that I wasn't an addict because from the time I stopped drinking, I was always able to be around people who drank, smoked, and all of that kind of shit. I just knew it was over for me. No more. We out of here. You know what I mean? My time had come. And when I'm going to speak about death for a quick second. You know, when somebody dies, their time is over. You know, their work is finished in this world. It's finished. Whether we agree with how it became finished or whatever, you know, it doesn't even matter because we can't bring them back. So when you are, and I'm speaking existentially right now, if y'all know what that means, when I'm speaking existentially. So when you have changed your life in some way and gone in a totally different direction, the way that you were before has died. And now you have to become reborn in this new way. And just like a baby can't eat on his own, walk, talk, communicate, or take care of himself on his own, you're going to have to learn to do that in this new birth. So it doesn't have to be addiction. It can be something like you went off the war and you lost a limb, an arm or a leg or something like that. Your time as having a person, your time of being a person that has all of your limbs has died. Now you have to learn and be born in the way of a person that may need a prosthetic or may be in a wheelchair or something like that. But you can be reborn and get strong in your new birth. So they say that we only die, we only live once and we only die once. That's not true. You die and live plenty of times. Every time you stop doing something, that thing has died. That part of you has died. But you have to really stop it. When you start doing something else and change the direction of your life, you are reborn in that. So, you know, there's a lot to it, but I've been around so many drug addicts and around so many drug dealers and just the drug culture. I've been forced to look at things in a certain kind of way because I've seen people get clean and stay clean. And I've seen people, you know, backslide and, you know what I mean, have to get clean again. I mean, man, I had a friend of mine, a guy that I knew. I mean, he was in and out of rehab all the time, but he was trying. And I couldn't be mad at him for that. He was trying, but it was hard. He's clean now. He's finally fucking clean. You know? But
and that's the thing, you know, when people listen, like I said, you can't speak on addiction unless you have an addiction. You know what I mean? You can speak on it in a positive way and help guide that person in the right direction and be there for that person. But don't say, well, 24 hours don't mean shit. No, fucking 1 minute means something. I mean, even in relationships, when you and your wife or your girlfriend been clashing for a week, when it gets to a week of not clashing and being able to conversate and being able to coexist, don't that shit feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Don't that shit feel like, damn, we on a whole different level now. That shit that moved from arguing and going back and forth to quietness, understanding, the love making is love making different. The tension around the house is better. The kids is different. The kids able to run around and smile, laugh, and giggle. Is a big difference than going back and forth. Now that's not an addiction that you can say, but you're breaking the cycle of the normalcy of who you are as individual. And when you got an addiction, you're breaking the cycle of who you are as that individual. You're breaking the normalcy of something that's so fucking hard to break.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's so fucking hard to break. When you sit back and you say, no, that's only 48 hours. No, that's great. That's a great 48 hours.
Well,
when you're able to taste the oxygen different, when you're able to sniff and you're able to smell things different. Other than, you know, and when you're not shooting something in your ankle or you're not nodding and leaning.
Well, he definitely has a story to tell. He said, I am going through withdrawal right now and have been trying to and have been lying to myself thinking that an out of sight, out of mind attitude would fix this. But thank you. So no, he wasn't trying to diss. You know what I mean? He was trying to cope. So, you know,
well, I mean, I've had my sister, my oldest sister, my only sister. Well, no, on my mom's side that I grew up with is used to be a addict. So I can, I've been through this with her. I followed her on the street to make sure she was safe for hours. I've done everything. I paid people off because I didn't want her to have to go through them. I didn't want them to hurt her because I knew the bulls. You know what I mean? And I've seen the addiction. So I mean, I can to the person that just said that, I'll pray for you and I'll keep you in my prayers. To make sure that you have an understanding that we at this show just don't sit up here and speak on it. We're there for the people that's on the show. You know what I mean? So I mean, at the end of the day, that's how we are. You have to be able to understand that, and that withdrawal is hard because I had to lay on my sister. I had to hug my sister. I cried with my sister. I felt every inch of her pain through her going through that withdrawal at the house until me, my brother, my mom, continue until I take her to the rehab. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I have a great understanding how withdrawal goes.
That shit ain't no fucking joke. But listen, anybody who combats their addictive state, I gotta give them their props. It's hard. It's hard. But look, this is what we're gonna do. Let's go to the poll question. And the poll question is, what do you think about when somebody uses the word can't? 45% said take it out of your vocabulary. God damn. I expected that though. 45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 21% said you need to believe in yourself. 25% said sometimes you really can't do something. And 9%, only 9% said they're trying to get you to do something. They're trying to get you to do it. I'm surprised that's only 9% of 53 people have that type of perspective. Because I mean, I guess I'm around a bunch of shysters. Most of the time when somebody tell me they can't do something, it ain't because they ain't been trained on it or learned it. They be like, fuck that. Well, you don't understand what I was asking you to do. Oh, I was asking you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not help.
Mm-hmm. I really can't do it.
You know? All right, Troy, we got to get on up out of here. All right.
Always a pleasure, man.
Man, always.
Let me say something to T. Carey Wright. Medulla oblongata was also in The Water Boy when Adam Chandler was in class. And the teacher said, something wrong with your medulla oblongata. Because it was all T.C. Fish, Charlie Sheen, and Chris Tucker used it in Money Talks. Yes, they did.
Oh,
it was
okay.
also in The Water Boy.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So. Go ahead, bro, man. Much love to everybody. Happy birthday, everybody. Be blessed, be safe. Have a good work week, man.
All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, man.
All right. Good stuff. All right. We're going to do these birthday shout outs, and then I'm going to let you good people get on with your weekend the way that you're supposed to. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born. Hold on. Before I get into this, listen, Spiritism. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but listen, yo, keep pushing. You know, if it makes you feel better not to count your days, don't count them. Whatever you need to do in order to free yourself of your condition, do it. And please, by all means, do not be ashamed or afraid to ask for help, because almost anybody will help you get out of that position, because nobody wants to see you like that. You probably have enemies that don't want to see you like that. So I appreciate your honesty, and thanks for coming through the show. Because you never know who may need help even more than you do. Because some people are ashamed or afraid to even express themselves. So I have to honor your bravery in doing so. So Yeah, good luck to you. And much, much success. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January. I'm sorry, it's the first day of February. The first day of February, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Diane Morrison. And also Reverend LeBeau Kanza, Brandon Jones. Wait a minute. No. That was yesterday. Yo, we gotta update it. Yeah, listen to what I say. New birthdays loading, everything is good, blowing up and exploding. The real birthdays today are Tracy Arnold, Ronald Stevenson, and he's raising money for downtown Jimmy Hale Mason Mission Incorporated, and also Janet Wormley, Chantel Morgan, Olayemi Olagundoye, Linda Woods, Roxana Snape, and a posthumous happy birthday, my brother, my best friend, Lawrence Sakel, would have been 57 today, but he passed in 2024. So, yo, happy birthday, my brother. You know what I mean? Thanks for looking down on me, protecting me, guiding me, helping me, instructing me, leading me. I appreciate it. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious February 1st, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Sometimes they be on some bullshit, and a rant is going to come when you say that. I know that you can, and they ain't trying to really show and prove, my man. Yeah, but sometimes it's really not possible. Like 3 impossible in your hand. You ain't got no spades. You ain't got no cards. You know things ain't trained. You know life is hard. You gotta do what you gotta do. So when you come through, you gotta make it better for you and your boo. You ain't got no boo. Well, just wait. Everything is going to be all right, and get it straight. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through. And I know that tomorrow I'm going to see you too. And it comes on at 2 a.m. Monday going into Tuesday. Yo, you are my friend. You are my friend. Just like Patti LaBelle, we're going to make sure that we sound alarm, ring the bell. And I say that ain't really hard to tell because I'm going to be here every day and tomorrow as well. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Like I said, we will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. going in like Tuesday, Monday going into Tuesday, 2 a.m. tomorrow night. So make sure y'all come on through. I appreciate y'all coming on through today. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. Peace out to my brother Troy and all of y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel, and I'll get back at y'all. Peace, y'all.